There are numerous passages having to do with care for the poor, for those who themselves do not have access to land. This is an agrarian society. Having access to land is what allows you to be free and allows you to produce food for yourself. Okay? So there are various rules for what to do with those who are sort of outside of this ability. So every third year you shall bring out the full tithe of your produce for that year and store it within your towns. The Levites, because they have no allotment or inheritance with you, as well as the resident aliens, the orphans, and the widows in your towns may come and eat their fill. So that's every third year. Every seventh year you shall grant a remission of debts. Often people, for one reason or another, are forced into a kind of debt slavery because of debt, and they have to sort of work off their debt. But every seventh year, they will be free of that debt. Also, other forms of borrowing, the debt is to be remitted every seventh year. This is called the sabbatical year. If there is among you anyone in need, do not be hard-hearted or tight-fisted toward your needy neighbor. And whereas in Hammurabi we saw that helping an escaped slave brought a death penalty, in Deuteronomy it states that slaves who have escaped to you from their owners shall not be given back to them. They shall reside with you in your midst, in any place they choose, in any one of your towns, wherever they please. You shall not oppress them. In Deuteronomy 24, you shall not withhold the wages of poor and needy laborers, whether other Israelites or aliens who reside in your land. These are people, again, who for some reason do not have an allotment of land. And you shall pay them their wages daily before sunset, because they are poor and their livelihood depends on them. Okay, otherwise they might cry to the Lord against you and you would incur guilt. And further, you shall not deprive a resident alien or an orphan of justice. You shall not take a widow's garment in pledge. In other words, if a widow is borrowing something from you, you cannot take from her what keeps her warm at night. And the reason is, remember you were a slave in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there, therefore I command you to do this. And then finally, there are the laws regarding gleaning. When you reap your harvest in your field and forget a sheaf in the field, you shall not go back to get it. It shall be left for the alien, the orphan, and the widow. When you beat your olive trees, do not strip what is left. It shall be for the alien, the orphan, and the widow. The same is true of vineyards. So these are all various ways that the community is to take care of those who do not have access to their own land.